Poland, 1943. As the Nazis tightened their grip on the Warsaw Ghetto, a Jewish painter tried to endure. The painter's son, who had already escaped, begged his father to follow him, saying that no Jew who remained would survive. The painter replied, "If you are right, my son, then let me go where my brothers and sisters go, and if it's death, so be it." Growing up, I always thought everyone had an artist in the family and original paintings on their walls. My great-grandfather was Moshe Reinecke, a Polish Jew who painted scenes of everyday life in the decades leading up to World War II. He died in a Nazi concentration camp. As a young girl, I took his work for granted. I was not curious about Moshe's story. I had little interest in the old country or in what my family endured during the Holocaust. Moshe's son, George, my grandfather, could have told me so much. Later on, after Grandpa George died, I kicked myself. I wished that I had listened, that I had asked more questions. This one is that one in the middle. My father doesn't remember Moshe, and the people who knew him, like the people in his paintings, are all gone. This face looks a lot like that one. Her eyes and her face structure look so much alike.
But it's certainly the same young girl.
But you don't know who she is.
I have no idea. I have no idea who these people were.
When the Germans took Warsaw, Moshe took all of his works, over 800 paintings and sculptures, and bundled them into several packages. He distributed those packages to Gentile friends he thought he could trust. After the war, our family recovered only one of those packages, just 120 paintings of the original 800. But recently we learned that more paintings survived the war. All these big ones in color we found online in a stock photography company, and we requested prints, and they gave us prints of everything that they had that was Moshe's. And then I opened this book, and these are the digital pictures that our cousin Eliza took when she was in Poland. And I just realized this photograph is that exact same painting. And the one next to it, the one where the two gentlemen are playing chess, we've seen that in a book about a museum in Poland. That one is clearly from that museum. And what about this one? Those are the people. Isn't that one?
Yes. It's the same piece.
Same piece. In 1999, I set up a website to showcase Moshe's artwork, the Moshe Reinecke Virtual Museum. Many of the paintings we own are online there. I'm really curious about these because a number of years ago, remember we found glass plates?
Yes.
And you said that a lot of the paintings were photographed in Italy.
Yes.
And they would have been done on glass plates. So at one point, these four we were calling lost paintings because we didn't know where they were. And we posted them online, trying to figure out on our website if someone could identify if they had them. And this is this letter from this gentleman who claims to be our cousin. This original picture hangs in my apartment and was sent to me by your great-grandmother Perla, who was my grandmother's sister.
Yes. Some of the paintings were given, and I don't have a good record of that.
Sure.
I don't. If Perla gave it to her, that might have happened when she was in France.
Yes. This is a letter written in 1983 by Alex Lauterbach to George, to my grandpa. And it says, "The above-mentioned friend got permission to send out photographs of your father's paintings that are now in officially controlled collection of the Jewish Institute in Warsaw. You mentioned to me that you wanted copies or photographs of these paintings and sketches. Only now Milek got permission to make same and send them out of the country. If you want them, let me know if you want small or large photographs, and I would suggest that you specify amount of dollars that you want to spend on this project." So it just seems to me, you know, this it's been going on a long time.
Many years. That's
ever
20
since
years
the bundles were hidden, but trying to retrieve them and trying to find out who has them.
Well, my father worked at it, obviously, here in this letter.
It's frustrating. I'd like to add these to our website to share with people, and yet I was specifically told that I couldn't do that because I don't have ownership of the paintings and wasn't given permission. And like you said before, they have a responsibility to share them with the public and give access to scholars. And it seems to me like they're nervous about our wanting to see them. And this whole like closed doors and difficulty of dealing with them makes me want to pursue it more.
They certainly have not been very friendly towards us. And they've not been very accommodating in our requests for information or our requests for images or anything else. It's an old story. It's been going on for a long time.
For me, the paintings are more than just a record of the past. They are an actual physical link to the past. The paintings that hang on the wall of my home are objects that my great-grandfather actually touched. The brushstrokes on the canvas are an extension of his very being. But this doesn't get me any closer to really knowing or understanding my great-grandfather. To do that will take a journey. I'll start out in Poland to see the paintings at the Jewish Museum in Warsaw. I'll continue on to Israel to meet my cousin and hear his memories of Moshe. In Canada, New York, and Los Angeles, I'll connect with collectors who rescued my great-grandfather's work. I know the collection will never be whole again, but I feel compelled to search for the surviving paintings. I keep thinking that if I find enough of them, if I learn enough of their stories and the stories of the people whose lives they have touched, I will understand the fragments of a vanished culture the paintings portray, and in them find the echoes of my great-grandfather.